We are back again. Good evening, everyone. Thank you so much. Thank you for that. Thank you for that. We are back again. Thank you. Please invite your loved ones. Tell them we are back again. Thank you. Thank you, all our followers. Thank you for subscribing. Please, we cannot wait to hear another story today. Yes, all we are doing is to make sure we gather people's experience, lived experience, so that this will assist the UK government on how to better improve children's social care. We love every one of you. We love all the professionals involved. We loved every key stakeholders. But what is wrong, and what is right. When things are going wrong, we must have people that will fill that gap, bridge that gap, and speak up for fair treatment, for fairness, for justice, for justice. The concern we are raising is about e-treatment, abuse of power, lack of cultural competency. It's not just a concern to save human alone. It is a concern to every reasonable and good citizen. If you watch this now, you will see a video about what says children's social care crumbling and not fit for purpose. One, foster carers. So we need to see how best to speak the truth. And this is very difficult conversation, a controversial one, but definitely we are there to tell the whole world what is happening so that things will be better. We are going to start shortly, but before then, we would like you to listen to this video first. It's just a short video. It's just a short video. Please invite your loved ones. Invite your loved ones.
Itself, as you know, I think it articulates what most people already realize about the care system, that it is crumbling away. It's not fit for purpose. There are lots of big problems with the care system, and I think it's good that it's all been brought together in one single document, and we can all have very long conversations about what needs to change, and not before time.
What's the fundamental problem at the moment, would you say?
It's complex, isn't it? I don't think there is there is no way you can articulate the fundamental problem in a single sentence, because we're talking about almost from birth to young adulthood. I mean, social care is complex, whether it's adult or children's social care. I think one thing we need to understand is that children's social care essentially deals with the consequences of choices that we make as a society. So we make choices in a variety of ways around, pay, housing, transport, the environment, education. And I think those have consequences. And in a way, children's social care deals with those consequences for better or for worse, in much the same way as a GP or A&E in the health service deals with the consequences of choices that we make that affect our health.
Mm. And what's been your experience of fostering, Martin? Did you find that there was sufficient support for you in doing it?
We need more support. It's a very difficult And there are many challenges around foster care. On the whole,
And this is why Save the Woman has come up with Afrocentric Parenting Program. If you are hearing this for the first time, please search for it and register for that. That will save you a lot. It takes a village to raise a child. So without wasting much of our time, I'm going to bring you our guest for today from Wolverhampton. Madam, are you there? Unmute yourself. Please, all our followers, don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to share. Leave your comments. Leave your questions. I'll be following up. And we'll be answering this one after the other. And also, you can support us by joining Save the Human YouTube channel membership. That will support and grow this community. We need your support. We can't hear you, Wolverhampton. Are you speaking?
Okay. Good evening, everyone.
Yes,
Can you hear me now?
it's better now. We can hear you. Go ahead, Mama.
Okay. Let me just highlight some little things from that video. From that video, we can see the complainant talking about the consequences of choices in terms of education. There are some challenges we face here as Blacks, among which are education. When we bring our children here, they were not allowed to start school on time until they are 3 in nursery, and they might probably start nursery at age 3. And then when it comes to environment, our environment differs. The way we bring our children, the way of our life, our culture differs. And I think the policy here should give room for individual choices. As in, we should not be limited based on the choices here alone. There are some choices there that are actually fine, but let's take, for instance, a child that is brought up in an African setting. The ways of life will be different. The food, the dressing, the mentality will be quite different from way of life of people in Europe. So when they move down to the Europe, I think the government should respect their culture, their policy, their ways of life, and give them the room in terms of understanding the ways of life here. They should give them adequate trainings. What should be done, how is it done, and when it should be done. I'm not just a parent moving in, not very much familiar with the system, and the next thing is the parents see police in their house and they will be arrested for something they are not even sure of they've committed. Can you hear me?
We can hear you. Go ahead. We can hear you.
All right, thank you. So I think people's choices should be respected. People's culture, people's value, people's ways of life should be respected. We are not saying it is not their policy. It says, but let's take a look at this. A child that is brought up in Europe being taken to the African setting. Do you think the child will immediately switch to the ways of life in Africa? or the parents themselves. No, that may not be possible. Let's look at that scenario. Let's reverse the case. We they switch to the way we also to enter our buses, the way we'll. Do you understand? They need to. It takes time to get acclimatized to a particular environment. And another thing that I wanted to buttress in this aspect of choices is when we look at environment and in the Europe environment, there is something they call child protection. When we look at it, child protection, fine, is good to protect our children, to protect them from harm, to protect them from bad things happening to them, which is ultimately good. But are the parents that are expected to carry out the child protection and other parties, are they fully equipped in terms of knowledge? The answer is no. Thank God for Save the Woman, for giving people like me and others on this platform and so many other people the opportunity to learn a lot of things happening in the Europe I never knew. And that has even given me a leverage or an opportunity to learn more about the policy. What is the government doing to fill that gap? That gap needs to be filled. That gap needs to be filled. Because the environment we're coming from is different from the environment we are. The do's, majority of the parents coming from Africa doesn't know the do's and don'ts in Europe, which they should be trained with. It's not just about you've committed a crime, we're taking away your children, we're arresting you, we're putting you in the jail. What have you done to correct them? What measures have you put in place? If any European parent should go to African setting, bet it with me, within a month, they will also commit some do's and don'ts in Africa, which they've just getting to get acclimatized to. There are some things that they will do over there that people over there will look at them as, what is this? Taking, for instance, children calling their parents by name. It is their culture. We respect that culture. That is their way of life. And that doesn't mean mere calling the parent's name does not mean that the child is disrespecting the parents in their own way of life. But when you switch it over to the African setting, no child just calls his or her parent by their name. And if not, let's take a look. A British child now moved down to Africa, calling an African man by name, saying, assuming the African man, hello, are you this? It will look strange to the African man. The African man might look like the British child to say, or the British child to say, look at this small child calling me by my name. So our culture differs. Our ways of life differs. So our culture should be respected. And another thing I want to put in this is, under this child protection, is this. When a British child goes to an African setting, there are child protection too in African. But I've never heard it in history where a British child is being seized or hold on to in the name of child protection, except if that child has committed a very serious atrocity like killing of people or something that is not good for public hearing, that you scold your child for doing things, you do this. I think is our way of life, and that is our upbringing. We could talk to our children, but it should be in a positive manner, right? But it has never been history of a child being hold on to in African setting, assuming a British child goes there to go and have his or her holiday, or to go and settle down. They have never had it in history. But when they get there, they get some culture shock as well. Just like the African people get culture shock when they move to Europe. They get culture shock. They get to see some things they've never seen before. They get to hear some things they've never heard before. So I think the policy here should give room for people to settle down, organize training, tell them what they should do, let them express their feeling. If you're talking about freedom of speech, where is the freedom coming from? Let them express their feeling as to, okay, this is my way of life, this is why I'm doing this, and there should be like a center that parents will be giving room to come for training, express how they bring their children, tell them, let them explain why they take some things, why they do some things to their children. I'm not encouraging parents who brutalize the children, no. But for every culture, for every country, for every continent, there are differences in our way of life, which I believe should be respected. There's some good culture, there's some culture that we see as being good, and there's some that we see as being bad. But whichever the case may be, I think we should be at the midpoint as to what does these people want. Is this their way of life? Okay, this is our own way of life. Okay, let's meet together. Let's be at the midpoint and say, okay, what can we do better? How can we shake it up? How can it balance? I think that is what should be adopted here. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. There's this an article I just shared now. Let me see if I can share that again. Let me see. It's talking about allegations of abuse against children that are put in fostering home. They are being exposed to abuse by their foster parent, whereas they were removed from parents. Figures for the period April 1st of April 2022. Am I is is my volume there? Okay. Can you I hope people are hearing me there now. Show that children made 1,895 allegations of abuse against their foster carer, which has gone up from previous year 1,845. And if you look at those overalls of those allegations, you will see it is alarming. The latest data reveal deeply concerned numbers of allegations about physical and sexual abuse, as well as neglect and emotional abuse, along with the use of physical restraint against children by foster carers. How many of these are being revealed? How many of these are being investigated properly? These are sometimes probably they allege a parent without considering support. They remove them and put them in this fostering home. And just imagine if it's about allegations about disciplining a child, and she or he now being exposed to sexual abuse while in fostering home. Which one would be so traumatic? And these foster parents also, they were provided support. They have social worker supporting them. They have supervised social worker supporting social worker that is supporting them. But parents have no support. They were not paid to look after their children. Rather, they were using every little resources, every means to do the best for their children. So this is the time all of us need to come around together and join the campaign for fairness, justice for family. We want adequate support to parents. Organizations have been advocating for parents to also have advocates, which they have been denied for so long. And that is why you see on many occasions, at many meetings, contacts, issues always arise. But because of the work Save the Man is doing, creating awareness, telling the whole world what is happening, because some people believe this is a perfect world, and they believe when they are struggling, when they need help, they can easily get help. Whereas they're not going to provide help for them. They are not going to provide help for them. They won't get that help. So please, you need to come around. You need to support this cause. Please share this, share this. I'm not sure if we've got our Stafford, if she's available. Please send a message if you're available so that we'll bring you on. Those of you on YouTube, please drop your comments, drop your comments, drop your comments, drop your questions, and make sure you share this and watch other videos that we've got online there. Stafford, if you're able to speak, please send a message. If you are able to speak, Stafford, if you're able to speak, unmute yourself and send a message. Those of you on YouTube, please, if you've got something to contribute, you can also send a message so that I can bring you up into the room. I'll be able to bring you up into the room. Thank you for everyone that has joined so far. Please share with your loved one. Invite your loved one. We are going to the second segment now. Invite your loved one. Invite your loved one. We are waiting for people to join, more people to join. Please drop your question. Drop your question. If you've got question, drop your question. Drop your question. We need to start telling the story what we are seeing in the UK children's social care. This will help all the key stakeholders to come up with plan on how to support family. How to support family. If you have not heard about our parenting program, please make sure you register. Make sure you register for that. Make sure you register for the Stafford. Please let us know when you are ready so that we bring you home. We are waiting for Stafford.
Yes, I'm ready. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. Go ahead.
Good evening, everybody. My experience with in the UK was so something that I could have died because what I experienced, I've never even dreamt or seen it in anywhere or even in a movie. I've not even seen it because I was taking women's refuge for safety. Later, they are claiming I am going mad. They became one with social workers for them to take away my children. Later, they brought a letter that I'm a mad woman and they're putting child protection on my children. I don't know how. Nobody told me about Save the Woman. It's like the Holy Spirit was directing me that go to Google. I was just going to Google, shaking. I was shaking, like they're putting a battery on me. And then the thing just popped up. 3 different things popped up. They were all Pakistan, and then one of this one popped up. And then I said, let me choose. The thing was just telling me, choose this, Save the Woman. When I choose, I got the number of Mr. Lalako. And then he received me so nicely. He was disturbed. He said, just calm down. Calm down. I said, please, sir, how can I calm down? How can I calm down? If I sleep, I'm not sleeping. Even they've not taken my children. But the way the things were going on, saying this, something that they're supposed to solve, they have rather twisted the whole issue. I was shocked and surprised because where I'm coming from, I started asking myself, so does it mean they were not training us well? Does it mean I was asking myself so many questions? But when Save the Woman stepped in, at the long run, even the woman that Save the Woman sent to come and step in, they were lying on the woman. That the woman said this, that whilst the woman never said that. With each short thing that I can say is the last meeting that we went, child protection was taken out. Everything now they were saying, well done. People are saying the investigation we're doing, people were saying, oh, you don't joke with your children, they see you everywhere with your children. I said, but you are the same people who say, I have done this, I have beat my children, that even I don't remember beating my children. That you are saying I have beaten my children. They say I've done this to my children, I've done this. That means that the children too can talk. It was as if they were insisting, they were like, I don't know the word to even use now. They were engaging to just pick my children because I was fun, because they've heard I don't have anybody, any family member. And then the man who brought me through have told me. So they were ready to just take my children away. But with the intervention of Save the Women came in at the right time. And now they are rather saying, we are working with you in anything, just call us, do this. We've stepped down to child in need, just step down, we are there to help you, we are not there. I said, so all this while, you can do this when if you can say you are there with me, but when I came to you people were not receiving me. Until when Save the Women stepped in before you can say, hello, please, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you. Go ahead.
Until when Save the Woman were able to step in before you can say, oh, we are here with you, we are here to help you, we are not here to harm you. I was like, I opened my mouth like something else. Different people altogether. They are steady because Save the Woman were able to put letter to their head. And then they were saying, we are not here to take it to the we are here to make everything right. So now that I can say has moved. Save the Woman was able to explain it to me that look, it's like in Africa, if we are selling a thing in the markets, that's how if they want to take your children, that is what they do. So you have to be strong. This is not the time you have to give up. If you give up, that is it. So all I can say is, no, I'm with my children, even though they've stepped down to child in need. I am so grateful to Mr. Olalaku because it was like a warfare, a strong warfare. I went to shelter for safety. It's rather than to them coming to take my children. I rather went to shelter. They said they are helping me, not knowing the gang, these Igbo people convinced me to take my children away from me. But thank you, Save the Woman. They came in at the right time. So that is all that I want to share. Anything that they will say, do, if you do it, they know, because you being a single person or someone, a new immigrant that you've been in the system, you don't know. And they will not even tell these people that claiming they are helping you, they are taking them, they will not even tell you any good thing, or they will not tell you how to go about it. You are African people, you are talking how the thing is. But not knowing they are taking you as you are vulnerable. You need to lie, they will twist the thing. What you are saying B, they are saying A. Sometimes even if you go to the meeting or the court and they are narrating the things, you'll be shocked of the way they understand what you said. Then you'll be like a doormat, this is not what I said, though. Who are you to challenge them? So I applaud Save the Woman for the good job that they are doing. I was shocked. I have even turned into an advocate without not picking me. I have turned to an advocate because if it is not them, like the way I'm talking now, I'm a dead woman. It got to a time I was telling my children, no, I want to die and leave them because I cannot live without them. I cannot live without them. They are taking them from me. I started telling them I'm going, I'm dying. And it's true, I saw my spirit going. So all thanks to Save the Woman. All thanks. Shout out to Mr. Olalaku and the team. They are doing a great work that that the African society, African presidential, they need to applaud them, because what they did to me, what they did for me, they did not take any money from me. Oh. They just directed me, do this, do this, do that, do this, we are coming, do that. Sometimes they will show me, if they send their agency, the lady will say, calm down. If you shake, you spot things. This is a fact. You need to calm down and listen. Hold pen and paper. I'm very grateful. I'm so grateful. My kids are great. The kids themselves, they'll be saying, Mommy, these people have fought a good little children, no. Because the issue was out of hand. Who is going to listen? Who is going to help? If someone even wants to come to the meeting, they'll say if the person is not a social worker, this thing, the person cannot come into the meeting. So in my short words that I can say is I'm very grateful. That's the little experience that
You are
had
welcome.
in this country. So look, if I'm going to say we are not going to finish that, I can say take the woman, this UK government, African Union, they need to lift them higher, because the work they are doing, this so-called social workers are even not doing it's half or quarter. They need to pay them well, because they've devoted their lives. Because sometimes even the paper that they'll bring, if they bring a paper, I don't understand. You have to sit down and read it to understand it and reply them back. Save the women. Thank you so much. I have become one of your advocates. And then even I have started saying I want to join to work for you people, because I have known the do's and don'ts. I am grateful. Thank you so much. That's what I can say.
Thank you. Thank you. You are welcome. You are welcome. So, every one of you, please don't forget to share with your loved ones, invite them to subscribe, to join the YouTube channel, and ask for help on time. Speak out. Don't let them gag up on you. You need to speak out. You need to speak out. You need to ask for help. Asking for help, don't go through that journey all alone. Don't go through that journey all alone. Next week, Saturday, we are going to bring you from Aberdeen. If you know anyone in Scotland, please let them watch this and let them come around next week, Saturday, same time, 6 o'clock. Oh, Save the man, Madam Sheung, are you there? Do you want to say a word of closing before we go? Are you able to speak there? Is the baby allow you to speak? Madam Sheung, are you there? So please keep liking, keep dropping your question. We'll be reviewing those questions and share with your loved one. Go ahead, ma, if you want to speak. So once again, thank you, every one of you. Yes, this is where we're going to end this today's session. But like I've said, next week Saturday, join us with for Aberdeen Council. We might bring to local authority for you again, but we'll keep you informed. Don't forget to subscribe before you go. Thank you once again for joining, and to all our guests, thank you for coming around. Thank you for sharing your experience, and thank you for the word of encouragement and the feedback. We really, really appreciate this.